Today we're matching 7 CF Moto bikes against their direct Suzuki competitors, breaking down suspension systems, braking tech, and electronic features most reviews skip over. Then I'll show you CF Moto's growing dealer network across Europe and the US. With their 21% global growth in 2024, they're closing the gap faster than expected. Finally, we'll compare warranty coverage that could save you thousands down the road, including CF Moto's longer coverage plans versus Suzuki's standard 2-year protection. By the end, you'll know exactly which brand offers the better long-term ownership experience. Time to see the CF Moto's top 7 bikes that are giving Suzuki nightmares. Let's start with 2 adventure bikes that show just how serious this competition has become. The Suzuki Vstrom 800DE brings Suzuki's decades of adventure bike know-how, while the CF Moto 800 MTX represents the new guard challenging every assumption about what Chinese motorcycles can do. The Vstrom 800DE runs a parallel twin engine that produces 83 horsepower, according to Suzuki's official specs. This bike weighs in at 230 kilograms wet weight, as listed by the manufacturer. Suzuki rates the torque at 78 Newton-meters, and you get a 20-liter fuel tank for those long adventure rides. The braking setup features dual 310mm discs up front with Takiko calipers, plus a single 260mm rear disc. Top speed hits around 200 km per hour based on third-party testing data. Acceleration figures show 0 to 100 km per hour in approximately 4.2 seconds according to Motorcycle Magazine reviews. Now here's where things get interesting with the CF Moto 800 MTX. This machine packs a parallel twin engine, delivering an estimated 95 horsepower based on similar models in their lineup. The dry weight comes in at 189 kilograms according to CF Moto's official documentation. Torque output reaches 79 Newton-meters from official specs, while fuel capacity matches the Suzuki at 19 liters. The brake system uses J-Huan calipers with 320mm front discs and a 260mm rear setup. Unofficial data from reviewers puts top speed at around 210 km per hour. Third-party acceleration tests suggest 0 to 100 km per hour happens in roughly 3.8 seconds. The power difference immediately stands out. CF Moto's extra 12 horsepower and lighter weight create a performance advantage that riders notice right away. Adventure Bike Rider magazine noted the 800 MTX delivers surprising punch for the price point in their recent comparison. The weight saving of 41 kilograms makes a huge difference when you're picking up a dropped bike or maneuvering in tight spots. But power isn't everything in adventure riding. The V-Strom brings Suzuki's proven reliability record and an established service network. CF Moto counters with modern electronics, including ride modes, traction control, and a TFT display that Suzuki charges extra for on higher trim levels. The brake components tell another story too. J-Huan supplies brakes for several premium European manufacturers, so CF Moto isn't cutting corners on stopping power. Now let's take a look at the V-Strom 650 versus CF Moto 700 MT. This matchup shows how CF Moto challenges Suzuki's most popular adventure bike. The V-Strom 650 has been Suzuki's bread and butter for years, but the 700 MT aims to prove bigger isn't always better when it comes to price and features. Suzuki's V-Strom 650 uses a 645 cubic centimeter V-twin engine that puts out around 70 horsepower. The curb weight sits at 216 kilograms. Torque output reaches 62 Newton-meters, and you get a 20-liter fuel tank for extended range. The braking system features dual 310mm front discs with Takiko calipers and a 260mm rear disc setup. Top speed hits approximately 185 km per hour, with an acceleration from 0 to 100 km per hour of around 4.8 seconds according to motorcycle review data. The CF Moto 700 MT brings a parallel twin engine delivering a competitive 70 horsepower for its class. CF Moto's bike feels notably lighter according to rider reports. Torque output measures 68 Newton-meters, while fuel capacity provides similar tank size with efficient fuel economy. The brake package uses J-Huan calipers with 300mm front discs and a single 240mm rear disc. Unofficial data from reviewers suggests top speed reaches around 190 km per hour, and an acceleration tests indicate 0 to 100 kilometers per hour happens in approximately 4.5 seconds. The lighter feel becomes the real story here. CF Moto's weight advantage makes the 700 MT feel notably more nimble in tight situations. That lighter weight combined with slightly more power creates a performance edge that riders feel immediately. The torque bump of 6 Nm also helps with low-end grunt when you need to pull away from stops or climb steep terrain. Here's where things get interesting with the suspension and brake choices. Both bikes target similar riding styles, but take different approaches to component selection. The V-Strom relies on Suzuki's proven formula with established suppliers, while CF Moto opts for J1 brakes that you'll find on much more expensive European machines. This isn't about cutting costs anymore. But adventure touring isn't the only category where these brands compete head-to-head. Now we shift from adventure bikes to the street-focused category where both manufacturers target riders who want sporty performance without the full supersport commitment. The SV650 has been Suzuki's gateway drug to sportier riding for decades, while the 700 CLX Sport represents CF Moto's take on accessible performance. The Suzuki SV650 runs a V-twin engine that delivers 75 horsepower. Curb weight comes in at 197 kilograms. The V-twin produces 64 Nm of torque, and you get a 14.5-liter fuel tank for street riding. Braking duties fall to dual 290mm front discs with Takiko calipers and a single 240mm rear disc. Top speed reaches approximately 200 km per hour. Acceleration figures show 0 to 100 km per hour in around 4.3 seconds based on third-party testing. The CF Moto 700 CLX Sport uses a parallel twin engine producing an estimated 74 horsepower. Dry weight sits at 186 kilograms. Torque output measures 68 Nm, while fuel capacity provides 13.5 liters. The brake package features J1 calipers with 300mm front discs and a 220mm rear disc setup. Unofficial data from reviewers puts top speed at around 195 km per hour, and a third-party acceleration tests suggest 0 to 100 km per hour happens in approximately 4.1 seconds. The weight difference of 11 kilograms gives CF Moto another handling advantage that becomes obvious in cornering situations. That lighter weight combined with nearly identical power creates a bike that feels more responsive to rider inputs. The torque advantage of 4 Nm also helps with street riding where you need quick acceleration from traffic lights. Here's where engine character becomes important. The SV650's V-twin delivers that distinctive rumble and torque curve that riders either love or find too aggressive for daily use. CF Moto's parallel twin provides smoother power delivery that many riders find more predictable for street use. The fuel tank difference of 1 liter barely affects real-world range, since both bikes target shorter street rides rather than long-distance touring. The brake component choice again shows CF Moto's commitment to quality parts. J1 calipers cost more than basic setups, but provide better feel and stopping power that experienced riders notice immediately. The touring category reveals where comfort meets performance in similar ways. Suzuki's GSX 8TT targets riders who want sport bike DNA wrapped in a retro classic touring package, while CF Moto's 700 CLX Heritage takes an approach with retro styling that hides modern performance underneath. The Suzuki GSX 8TT uses a parallel twin engine that produces around 80 horsepower. Curb weight sits at 226 kilograms. The engine delivers 78 Nm of torque, and you get a 19-liter fuel tank for longer rides. The braking system features dual 310mm front discs with Takiko calipers and a single 240mm rear disc. Top speed reaches approximately 210 km per hour based on third-party testing. The bike delivers brisk performance with smooth acceleration that suits sport touring perfectly. The CF Moto 700 CLX Heritage runs a parallel twin engine delivering 74 horsepower like his tech-cheer brother. Curb weight sits at 196 kilograms, so the Heritage feels significantly lighter and more agile in urban maneuvering according to rider reports. Torque output measures 68 Nm, while fuel capacity provides 13 liters. The brake package uses J-Huan calipers with 300mm front discs and a 220mm rear disc setup. Unofficial data from reviewers puts top speed at around 190 km per hour. The weight difference makes the Heritage feel much more manageable in parking situations and low-speed maneuvering. But here's where intended use becomes crucial. The GSX 8TT aims for sport touring with wind protection and rider comfort for longer distances. The Heritage goes for classic naked bike styling that prioritizes looks over pure practicality. Suzuki gives long-haul range while CF Moto sacrifices a few liters for style and rider engagement. But CF Moto brings something different through their racing involvement with the CF Moto Aspar racing team in Moto3. This racing experience filters down to street bikes through improved engineering and testing protocols. The 700 CLX Heritage represents that racing DNA wrapped in retro clothing. Speaking of naked bikes, that brings us to another fascinating head-to-head comparison. Here we get into the naked bike showdown that really shows how far CF Moto has come. Both the GSX 8S and 800 NK target riders who want pure street performance without any bodywork getting in the way of the raw riding experience. The Suzuki GSX 8S runs a parallel twin engine with 776 cubic centimeter displacement that produces an estimated 100 horsepower. Curb weight sits at 205 kilograms. The engine delivers an estimated 90 Newton-meters of torque, and you get a 14-liter fuel tank for street riding. The braking system features dual front discs with radial mount calipers and ABS as standard equipment. Top speed reaches approximately 220 km per hour according to third-party tests. Acceleration figures show 0 to 100 km per hour in around 3.7 seconds based on unofficial data from reviewers. The CF Moto 800 NK uses a parallel twin engine with 799 cubic centimeter displacement, delivering 95 horsepower. The estimated weight comes in at 185 kilograms. Torque output measures 85 Newton-meters, while fuel capacity also provides 14 liters. The brake package features fully adjustable 41mm USD forks with dual-channel ABS and 2-level traction control. Unofficial data from reviewers puts top speed at around 215 km per hour and acceleration 0 to 100 km per hour in approximately 3.8 seconds. The weight difference of 20 kilograms gives the 800 NK a significant advantage in handling and maneuverability that riders notice immediately in city traffic and twisty roads. Both bikes feature advanced electronics, but CF Moto includes fully adjustable suspension as standard equipment, where many manufacturers charge extra for that level of adjustability. The 800 NK gets described as a fantastic mix of contradiction, advanced and detailed yet simple in form and design, practical but also apt for sporty riding, according to official CF Moto documentation. This captures exactly what naked bike riders want: simplicity that doesn't sacrifice performance or features. The GSX 8S brings Suzuki's proven reliability and established dealer network, but CF Moto counters with more adjustable suspension components and similar electronic features at what's typically a lower price point. Both bikes target the same riding style but take different approaches to achieving that raw street performance experience. The entry-level sport bike category shows where new riders make their first serious bike purchase. The GSX R250 represents Suzuki's proven approach to beginner-friendly performance, while the 250 SR shows CF Moto's take on what modern entry-level sport bikes should offer. Suzuki's small parallel twin offers smooth entry-level sport performance according to official Suzuki documentation. Curb weight sits at 181 kilograms. The braking system features single front and rear discs with ABS available as an option for 2025 models. Top speed reaches approximately 140 km per hour according to third-party tests. The CF Moto 250 SR uses a single-cylinder engine with 249 cubic centimeters displacement, delivering 29.5 horsepower and 19.9 pound-feet of torque, according to background research specifications. The bike feels lightweight and nimble, according to rider reports. The brake package features disc brakes front and rear with modern safety features. Unofficial data from reviewers puts top speed at around 145 kilometers per hour. The weight advantage makes the 250 SR feel much more nimble for new riders learning cornering technique and bike handling skills. That lighter feel combined with single-cylinder simplicity creates a bike that's less intimidating for beginners. Here's where modern features matter most for new riders. CF Moto includes a slipper clutch and full-color TFT display as standard equipment, features not typically found on entry-level bikes. The GSX R250's parallel twin delivers smoother power, but the 250 SR's advanced feature set gives CF Moto a clear edge in this category. Both bikes target the same new rider market but take completely different approaches to building confidence and skills. What becomes clear across all these comparisons is just how competitive this matchup has become. In conclusion, the numbers tell the real story here. CF Moto posted 21% growth and $1.6 billion profit in H1 2024, signaling major R&D investment that's reshaping this entire industry. Think about what you just saw. CF Moto matched or beat Suzuki on power, weight, features, and price across 7 different categories. These aren't budget knockoffs anymore. They're legitimate alternatives forcing established brands to step up their game. Suzuki still brings proven reliability and deeper service networks, but CF Moto counters with premium components, advanced electronics, and aggressive pricing that's hard to ignore. Which bike would you choose? Let us know in the comments.